Let's play the game Which state is the most corrupt state in the Union? My bid is for Indiana. In our corruption lineup, we have Mike Braun, Indiana's newest governor, who just spent $118,000 on his Jasper home for security upgrades, including a helipad, a fence, trailer, and more, all because he didn't want to live in the governor's mansion that is provided for him in Indianapolis. Despite it being part of his job description, he took away the ability for state employees to work remotely. I guess he believes that he doesn't need to follow his own rules. Not to mention, Mike Braun is worth over $130 million. Mike Braun also, quote, said he is tickled pink that the EPA rollback wanted to pair with Indiana for this announcement last week. And guess what? Indiana has the worst air quality in the United States. Mike Braun also gave himself almost a $100,000 raise as compared to his predecessor, Eric Holcomb. He also increased his cabinet members' pay by $1 million more a year in taxpayer revenue than the Holcomb administration. Next up in this lineup is Micah Beckwith. He's our lieutenant governor, who's also a pastor in Noblesville. He's the one who called his Democratic opponents Jezebels during the last political campaign. After taking office, Micah Beckwith decided that he needed to buy a $90,000 luxury SUV with taxpayer money. He also introduced a faith-based initiative through the lieutenant governor's office, despite that seeming to be in conflict with the idea there needs to be separation of church and state. Next up on this horrendous roster is Diego Morales. He is the Indiana Secretary of State. He was fired 2 times from the Secretary of State's office for poor performance and an inability to do his job before being elected to the position. Diego Morales also decided to buy a $90,000 luxury SUV with taxpayer money. Rounding out our ridiculous roster is Todd Rokita, Indiana's Attorney General, who cannot seem to follow ethical guidelines. Todd Rokita is the man who attacked the doctor who provided after providing AB care to a child grape victim from Ohio. He's also wasted hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars in court because he cannot follow the guidelines set forth by the Indiana State Bar, and the Supreme Court continually just gives him slaps on the wrists. These are just some of the reasons why I think Indiana is one of the most corrupt states, if not the most corrupt states in the nation. Please put in the comments if you have additional information, evidence that supports Indiana being the most corrupt state in the nation. If you disagree, if you think your state is more corrupt than Indiana, also tell me that in the comments and tell me why.